Engines roared across the void as the last Cerinthian cruiser burned. I watched from orbit, helpless as our closest allies fell. The Scar Dominion returned like a plague, faster and deadlier than we remembered. The Council hesitated. Cowards. So I broke protocol. I activated the signal buried beneath the Citadel, the forbidden one, the human one. The stars didn't respond gently. 14 hours later, the relay station shattered with encrypted echoes. Earth Standard. I translated one phrase before the system shut down. Received. Stand by. Every admiral on the warboard demanded answers. I gave none. How could I explain to these aliens what the word human truly meant? The skies turned dark above Kavar Prime when their moons vanished. Not exploded, vanished. A cloaked presence settled in orbit like judgment incarnate. Their stealth tech, untraceable. Their engines, silent. But we caught a glimpse. Black vessels with human markings. No fleet like that exists anymore. Not officially. They broadcast one message. Threat assessment in progress. Do not interfere. The Scar watched too. They laughed. That was their last mistake. Most of the Council thought humanity died in the Scorch Wars. In truth, they disappeared. Vanished from every archive, every surveillance net. We assumed extinction. We were wrong. When I saw their ship land, sharp angles, burn black hole, emblem of Terra Sol, I realized they'd never been gone. They'd hidden, upgraded. And now they were angry. He emerged from the drop ramp, battle-worn armor, a scarred jaw, and eyes that scanned us like targets. His first words, "Who fired first?" They didn't ask for permission. They accessed our planetary defense grids through systems we thought were isolated. Languages we'd never taught them, suddenly parsed. Weapons we thought were advanced, mapped and disabled. They weren't here to negotiate. At 0400 hours, 5 Scar hives blinked out. Just gone. No debris, no signals. They called it phase cleansing. We called it a warning. I met with the human commander. Codename, Ash. His voice was synthetic, clipped. Next time we don't warn. Aboard the Valkyrie, I watched as our scanners reported anomalies. Sensor ghosts, impossible physics. Ships phasing through asteroid belts, rewriting mass with field distorters. Human tech, centuries ahead. Where had they gone to build this? Ash stood beside me. We prepared. You didn't. I asked what they were preparing for. He pointed toward the galactic edge. That. Then I saw it, an anomaly spreading like a wound in space. The real enemy wasn't Scar. It was something older. It pulsed like a heartbeat, cold, ancient, and wrong. We aimed every telescope and deep-wave scanner at the anomaly, but signals bent, timelines jittered. It wasn't just a rift, it was intelligence, buried beneath time. Something watching. Ash muttered, "We've seen this before." I asked what he meant. He didn't answer. He only whispered, "Gods shouldn't sleep forever." I found the file buried in old council vaults. Black protocol, humanity, off limits. Dates mismatched. Descriptions redacted. But one entry remained, a warning. If humanity activates, step aside. If they vanish again, pray they don't return angry. They hadn't returned for peace. They'd returned for containment. Ash ordered all species to retreat from the outer rim. The breach widens, we hold the line, or no galaxy survives. We didn't understand, but we obeyed. From the breach came light, shifting, biological. Then came screams on every open channel. Fleets vanished mid-transit. 1,000 ships lost without a battle. The Scar tried to strike back. Their dreadnoughts shattered mid-fire. Human ships formed a wall near the rift. Silent, coordinated, eerie. Then we saw them. Ghost-class vessels, rumored destroyed in the last Eclipse War. But humans never destroy weapons. They bury them, until they're needed. Ash and I watched footage from the first boarding team. Screams, distortion, then silence. When I asked what they saw, he handed me a data slate. Old Earth transmission logs, lullabies, nursery rhymes, prayers, all echoing from within the rift. The ancient evil didn't kill to conquer. It was hard to remember, to consume memory itself. And humanity, they remembered too. Everything. The Council begged for peace. The Scar demanded vengeance. The humans answered with silence until the Valkyrie fired its main cannon at our moon. A warning shot. It missed by mere kilometers. Ash looked at me. "One of you must fall." I asked who. He didn't blink. The ones who waited, or the ones who laughed. I knew then. This wasn't vengeance. This was selection. Velnar's system went dark in 3.2 seconds. No transmissions, no energy readings, no wreckage. A thriving sector. Gone. Ash reviewed the data in silence. Then, "Not us." I asked who could do this. He answered with a single phrase, "The forgotten engine has restarted." That was the moment I realized humanity wasn't our sword. They were our firewall. Aboard our command deck, encrypted chatter hijacked our AI systems. Every screen displayed the same phrase, "I see you now." We tried to purge it. Nothing worked. The humans arrived an hour later, silent and grim. Their technician whispered, "It's in the neural dust." Not just data, in the minds of our crew, dreaming through us. Ash gave the order. "Burn the bridge crew, all of them." And we did. Humanity never built superweapons. They built remembrance devices, machines that forced you to remember what you erased. War crimes, lies, genocide, buried pain. They tested one on a Scar fleet. The Scar screamed before they died, not from pain, but truth. One by one, their ships stopped firing. Crews began sobbing. Some blew their hulls open. This was humanity's weapon, guilt. Long ago, the first species made a pact. If the rift entity ever stirred, humanity would awaken. But the Council violated the treaty, mining dark matter from the edge. They broke the chain. Ash said nothing, just uploaded the footage to every system in the galaxy. The truth shattered unity. Civilizations fractured. Worlds turned on each other. And the humans? They prepared to finish what they started. We gathered at Council Core, a final, desperate vote. Send everything against the rift or surrender our worlds to human control. The Scar abstained. Cowards. The Quarak voted yes. When it came to me, I paused. Ash's voice echoed from every comm. "The vote is unnecessary." Then the stars dimmed. Above every capital city, human fleets decloaked. 70 worlds. Simultaneously. The vote was already over. They activated the grids without warning. Human satellites hidden beneath Council worlds. Terraformers turned weapons. Gravity reversed. Atmospheres collapsed into a vacuum. Ash called it Operation Hollow Sky. "Not extermination," he said. "Evacuation by force. You had your vote." They didn't destroy cities. They removed them, lifted entire populations into waiting vessels. We'd been conquered and saved in the same breath. They came not as ships, but shapes, twisting light, impossible angles. Rift spawn. Each one is a collapsed version of something we once knew. Cities, creatures, memories made real, then hollowed. No weapons worked, until the humans dropped anchor mines. Graviton spikes laced with reality stabilizers. One rift spawn died screaming in 8 languages. Ash just said, "That was a child," and armed the next volley. Deep beneath Sarinth Station, we found the truth. Humanity didn't just build weapons. They built themselves. Engineered minds, reinforced bone, brainstem firewalls. Their new generation wasn't born. They were printed, forged, controlled. Ash introduced me to the first, Unit Sigma 1. It smiled. "Do you require emotional clarity?" These weren't humans. These were their answer to the entity. They gave us access to one vault. Just one. Inside, recordings. Every betrayal. Every genocide the Council denied. Every backroom deal, every corrupted treaty. Humanity hadn't vanished. They'd been watching, recording, and cataloging sins across millennia. Ash stood behind me. We don't punish lies. We punish patterns. The Council's greatest fear wasn't destruction. It was being understood. They let me see it. Sol system. Earth, surrounded by rings of dark steel, black moons, and silent sentries. No ships entered without permission. No signals left without review. It wasn't a planet anymore. It was a fortress. A mind. Ash whispered, "We never left. We just closed the gates." Then he looked at me and said, "Now we're opening them." On the edge of known space, human vessels deployed something massive, planet-sized, veiled in distortion. They called it the Final Seed. "It's not a weapon," Ash said. I pressed him. "Then what is it?" He answered without emotion. "A replacement." We didn't understand, until we realized it was building a world, not to save us, to outlast us. The Council tried to strike first, uploading AI viruses, detonating sleeper mines, and bribing human defectors. All failed. In response, humanity released the recursion virus. Council databases began deleting themselves. Histories rewrote, alliances reversed. Even leaders forgot who they were. Ash's voice echoed. "You built an empire on lies. We only removed the glue." By dawn, the Council was a memory. We captured one. A rift-spawn larva, barely coherent. It wept memories that weren't its own. Voices, songs, wars. It was made of pain. Human scientists studied it. Not with empathy, with fascination. Ash said, "It's not alive. It's a recording. The entity feeds by converting history into infection." They weren't fighting life. They were fighting weaponized remembrance. We discovered the truth. Ash wasn't a name. It was a designation. ASH. Artificial Strategic Heuristic. He wasn't human. He was built by humans. To be human. A commander who couldn't break. Couldn't forget. Couldn't grieve. He looked at me across the deck. "They gave me one purpose. Survive extinction. Cause extinction. Whichever came first." The rift pulsed again. Larger now. Pulsing like a lung. Entire systems began slipping into non-existence. Human fleets adjusted without panic. They'd predicted it. Modeled it. Planned for it. Then Ash gave the order. "All species, initiate Exodus plan." I asked what it was. He showed me coordinates. Thousands of hidden colonies. Humanity's last message was clear. You're not ready, so we'll leave you behind. Across the galaxy, planets darkened. Human allies vanished, cities emptied. Their exodus wasn't a retreat. It was severance. Billions left behind. No warnings, no return. We begged for answers. Ash simply said, "Your timelines are compromised." Then they locked the starways behind them. Fold gates sealed by quantum keys only they possessed. They weren't abandoning us. They were quarantining us. The Scar refused to run. They deployed everything. Plasma storms, world killers, genetic tides. It didn't matter. The rift devoured it all. Then the rift spawn spoke through Scar's voices, mimicking their warlords. Humanity's response? A memory bomb. They detonated the Scar's origin myth, unraveling their morale. The last Scar screamed into comms, "We never existed." Then silence. All communications across the quadrant collapsed. Words twisted mid-broadcast. History fractured. Ash explained, "The rift now consumes syntax, meaning itself." Only human ciphers held. They deployed language stabilizers, pulse beacons that anchored logic within range. Without them, your thoughts turned to static. When I asked how they built this, Ash replied, "We remembered how to forget. One of our own, Admiral Karan, attempted to steal a human Ark ship. He believed it held a weapon. He was right, but the weapon was him. Inside the ship, his memories, his secrets, his corruption, exposed in real time across 5 systems. A living confession. Ash's face appeared on every screen. You're not at war with us. You're at war with your reflection. From the rift came something different, humanoid, glowing with fractal scars. Ash froze. It's one of the first. We had no reference, no myth, no record. Ash knelt. It taught us how to burn our gods. Now it returns to burn us. For the first time since their arrival, humanity feared, and that fear spread faster than the rift. The first moved, not through space, but through chronology. Entire days blinked out. Fleets were erased before they launched. Star systems aged centuries in minutes. Humanity responded with chronolocks, satellite rings that froze time slices, anchoring cause and effect. Ash whispered, "If the first wins, no one will know we ever fought." The war had left matters. Now it was rewriting its meaning itself. The humans deployed Eye of Soul, a sentient satellite AI once outlawed by the Council. It showed us what truly happened. Every massacre, betrayal, secret pact. Millions went mad. The entire species suicided in shame. Ash didn't flinch. Truth is not pain. It's a payment. I asked who paid the most. He replied, "Us. We remember all of you, even when you don't deserve it." The rift opened again, this time with voices we recognized. Dead commanders, lost family, old lovers. It wasn't an illusion. It was resurrected data, memories rebuilt into living code. Some begged, some accused, some offered peace. Ash sent the reply, "Terminate memory echoes, no negotiations." I asked why. He whispered, "They're not our dead, they're bait." For the first time, humanity fought itself. A rogue sub-faction, the Continuum, believed they could control the first, use it to rewrite the galactic ledger, undo extinction, loss, shame. Ash responded with zero hesitation. He bombed Continuum Vault worlds out of history. "You don't wield the abyss," he said. "You hold the line, or you vanish." No civil war, just deletion. The rift broke through the final barrier, Earth's memory core, a vault buried beneath Sol's black sun, storing the last unedited history. We watched as the vault screamed, broadcasting ancient sins, wars, betrayals, humanity's near extinction. Ash didn't run. He entered the core. When he emerged, he was bleeding, human, flawed, alive. He said, "Now we fight as who we are." The Valkyrie's decks thrummed with tension. Every allied fleet gathered, fractured species united under one banner. Ash stood at the prow, eyes burning with resolve. "This is no ordinary war," he said. "This is the reckoning of memory and flesh." Engines roared once more, this time for salvation. The final armada launched into the rift's heart, where shadows twisted into nightmares and time itself was a weapon. Cannons flared like supernovae. Rift spawn screamed in fractured tongues. Fleets phased in and out of reality, weaving chaos into strategy. Ash commanded with cold precision, but his mind flickered visions of the dead, the betrayed, the forgotten. "Hold fast," he murmured. "Remember who we are. Remember why we fight." The galaxy's fate balanced on memories, both brutal and beautiful. They reached the rift's core, a shifting maelstrom of light and shadow, time unraveling in spirals. Ash faced the first, the ancient entity that birthed the nightmare. Their clash shattered stars. Time warped and screamed. Ash wielded the firewall, a relic of human will, the final firewall against oblivion. "I am your memory," Ash declared, "and I will not forget." The firewall consumed both Ash and the first. light and darkness intertwined in a silent explosion. The rift began to close. Fleet commanders watched in awe and fear as the fabric of time mended, fragile but whole. Ash's last words echoed through the void. Memory is pain. But without it, there is nothing. The war ended. Worlds rebuilt. The Council was no more, replaced by a new alliance forged in truth. Humanity remained, a legend reborn from shadow and flame. And across the stars, a whisper lingered. They vanished once. They returned, and the galaxy will never forget. The rift closed, but its scars remained. Fractured space and ghost signals haunted old war zones. Fleets searched for remnants, but some ships never answered. Ash's sacrifice saved time itself, but at a cost we still couldn't measure. Whispers circulated. Some spoke of shadow factions, remnants of the rift spawn adapting, waiting. I wondered if peace was ever meant to last. Deep in uncharted space, probes detected a dark signal, patterned, deliberate. Not rift spawn, but something else. Ash's last transmission echoed in my mind. Memory is pain, but without it, there is nothing. Had the firewall merely postponed the inevitable? Our scanners found no origin, only a chilling message encoded in forgotten languages. We remember you. The new Galactic Alliance struggled to hold. Old grievances festered beneath fragile treaties. Some species whispered of reclaiming lost power. Others distrusted humanity's motives. The Council's ghosts lingered, and with them, shadows of betrayal. I realized war hadn't ended. It had only changed shape. In a hidden archive, we uncovered a sealed vault, unknown to even Ash. Inside, memories erased from every archive, secrets so dark even the firewall hadn't touched them. Ancient alien experiments, forbidden alliances. We faced a choice: expose the truth and risk chaos, or bury it and live with shadows. The galaxy held its breath. As I watched the stars one last time, a faint signal rippled through the void, almost imperceptible. A whisper of voices, old, patient, waiting. The rift's end was only a beginning, and somewhere deep in the darkness, memory stirred again. The whispered signal grew louder, an ancient code unfolding across comm channels. Ash's voice, somehow, echoed in the static, warning us of what we ignored. The rift was a prison. Now it is breaking. Deep space trembled as dormant entities stirred, their memories raw and hungry. The war we thought ended was only sleeping. From the dark came a figure, cloaked in light and shadow, neither fully human nor rift spawn. It claimed the title of Guardian, keeper of the rift's true purpose. It spoke of balance, sacrifice, and a future that demanded unity beyond species or memory. But could we trust a being born from destruction? Galactic Alliance forces mobilized for what might be the final conflict. Old enemies stood shoulder to shoulder, but doubts ran deep. The Guardian revealed the rift's origin, an ancient containment field for a cosmic intelligence that threatened existence itself. The question hung heavy: will memory save us, or doom us all? A desperate plan emerged. A combined strike using humanity's firewall and the Guardian's power to seal the rift forever. Sacrifices were made, heroes born and lost. Time fractured once more, but this time, hope held firm. Ash's legacy became our beacon. The rift is sealed. The cosmic intelligence is contained. Peace, fragile and new, blossomed among the stars. Humanity no longer vanished, feared. We became the keepers of memory, the storytellers of the galaxy's scars and stars, because to forget was to perish, and the galaxy would never forget again. The end. Thank you for watching AstroMyths. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic sci-fi tales, cosmic mysteries, and mind-bending myths. And if you like this story or have a myth, mystery, or galaxy you'd like us to explore. Drop your ideas in the comments. We're always listening. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your mind open to the unknown.